Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Messy Monday, where MK and I are playing with texture paste all month long. I'm also playing along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, which is Crystal Barrett's channel. And this is the Pinterest pin I pulled for Off the Board. And I'm also playing along with Speedy Scrapbooking with Ginger's Corner. And this is the sketch from Mallory. And I have rotated the sketch, but the Pinterest inspiration was that vertical wall of greenery. And it inspired me to pull out these photos, or to take some photos of making pesto. And I know that might seem like a weird thing to document. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But this is like a long-standing family tradition that we have had since I was a little kid. My dad always used to grow basil in his garden, and we would cultivate and pick all that basil and then make pesto out of it. I don't know, maybe twice during the summer, and we would basically pick so much basil, and then my mom would wash it all, and then it would all go into the food processor with olive oil and garlic and whatever else you want to put in there, but that's all we usually put in it. And then it would go into baggies and be frozen, and we'd end up with enough pesto to have pesto all year long, and usually like a couple of times a month, if not like every week. You know, we didn't have a ton of extra money growing up, and this went a long ways for us, and we kind of continue the tradition a little bit now. My husband grows the basil, and he has pulled enough basil stalks for me the last couple of weekends where I've put up probably 8 or 9 batches of pesto. And now that's not going to last me all year long, but he's still got a bunch that's still growing. And so it's just one of the processes. So that's what the photos are of, and that's what I'm documenting today. The top is the stalks. The second photo is all of the leaves. The third photo is the leaves in the getting washed. There's actually water going into the pile of leaves. And then the next photo is in the food processor. The following photo after that is in baggies. And of course, you know, I'm not going to make pesto and not actually eat the pesto that night. So the bottom photo is of what we just call green spaghetti, but it is spaghetti with pesto sauce. But that's what we grew up calling it. And, you know, so I've been having this my entire life, long before pesto was ever a popular item. In fact, I used to get teased a lot at school because people would say I was eating worms or whatever, because my mom would send it in my thermos, and I'd open it up at lunch. It'd still be hot, and I'd eat it. But anyway, it is a favorite meal for me. It is also has also become a favorite meal for 2 of the kids that I take care of. They love pesto pasta also, so I make it for them. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's just good. And so that's what I'm documenting. I think the I don't really have ratios of how much I put of each item, but it is loosely based on my grandma's recipe, my great-grandma's recipe, and she used to serve us basil when we'd go to her, or pesto pasta when we'd go to her house as well. And so the only thing I don't do the same is she would always put Parmesan cheese in the bottom of the bowl that she'd pour the pesto sauce and the pasta into, and it would get super melty, and then she'd put more Parmesan cheese on top. I don't do that bottom of the bowl thing because it's really hard to get clean. Like, it sticks. It is gooey mess. It's delicious, but yeah, it's a pain to clean up. Anyway, okay, on from that. So I am using some texture paste today. I thought I was going to use this stencil, but I decided not to. It's a little too industrial for what I wanted. And so I am going to pull out a different stencil. I'm also pulling out some wood veneer pieces from MK. I don't know if these are in her shop or if these were specific just to a cooking kit that she had available. I believe she still has the kit available. I don't know that it has the wood veneer pieces. It's a Simple Stories recipe style collection. So I can link that up below in her shop if you're interested in that, but I don't know that she has a full kit with the wood veneer pieces. And actually, I'm not even sure if these wood veneer pieces were part of that kit or if they were an add-on that I got separately, because I've had them in my stash for a long time. So I will link it up. Anyway, I pulled out this green Nouveau Mousse, or Nouveau Drops, which you can use like texture paste right through a stencil, but I am just applying it with a flat sponge dauber right on the top of these chipboard pieces from Dusty Attic, and that is going to make my signs green, but you're still going to be able to read them because I'm not going in really heavy-handed. I have tapped off as much as I can, and I'm just trying to transfer the color over mostly. This is the stencil I decided to go with. I believe it's from the Crafters Workshop. It is a very messy line doodle, which reminded me of spaghetti, and that's why I chose it. It's not going to look like it's adding a whole lot right here, but I am going to be doing some inking, and that's going to make it stand out just a little bit more. I kind of wanted that old world wood grain piece that I've got going there, and you can see it's kind of mimicking the sketch that's in the upper right hand corner. And I have rotated the sketch to kind of meet the needs of my photos. And so, you know, that's something you can always do with a sketch, just kind of change it up to meet your needs. And then I am also using a stamp and die set from 49 and Market. It's got these leaves, which kind of look a little basil-like to me, and so I decided to use those. I'm just using some archival ink to ink up my my stamps, and then I'm using this stamp tool. I don't remember what it's called, but it is basically you rub it over your stamp platform to get to press down, but I didn't use my stamp platform. I just went paper to my stamp direct and still used that same tool, and that is also from MK's shop. So I will link that down below as well if she still has them in the shop for you in case you're interested in that. So that kind of gives you nice, good pressure all over your stamp so you don't miss or have gaps basically of where your stamp met your paper. And then I'm just aligning up my dies so that I can go ahead and get a nice, good, clean cut. And I'm using a little mint tape from scrapbook.com to go ahead and hold those in place while I run it through my Stampin' Up! Die cut machine. I'm really liking how that is looking so far. I thought my layout needed something a little softer in it, so that's why I decided to pull in the leaves. I also, as you probably saw, had some Viewmaster or reels pulled out, but I don't end up using them. They did look good on camera, but it felt too cluttered to me, so I decided to omit those and just go with the rest of the stuff I had going on here. So I did pull out some, I think this is pumice stone ink, and I am just kind of going in on the edges because my paper is a little too white. I want it to be a little darker. And then I decide I'm going to go in with some blue instead because there is blue in that wood grain, so I want to pull out some of the blues. And so you're going to see me do that as well. While I do all of that inking, I want to remind you that I am playing along with Off the Board. So this is something that Crystal over at Pineapple Papers runs every July all month long. So you're pulling Pinterest pins and being inspired by those. And I've been playing along throughout the month here and there. And there is a playlist down below so you can go and check out all of the inspiration. Everybody's inspiration is going to look different because you pull from your own Pinterest boards. You don't have to use something that she has already pre-assigned or anything like that. And then I'm playing along with the Speedy Scrapbooking series at Ginger's Corner. You can go and check out her Facebook group. She had 23 sketches that we were able to choose from. I think this is my 5th or 6th layout that I've done using different sketches, and I really like this one. Mallory did a great job creating it, so you can go and check that out over at Ginger's Corner. You can also check out Ginger's channel and the playlist that is down below, so you can check out all of the inspiration of people using the sketches that were provided for this particular hop. Now, Messy Monday is also every Monday of the month. For July, MK and I chose to focus on using texture paste, which is what you can see here. And now that I'm inking things up, that texture paste is really showing up quite a bit more now. And I know it looks a little dirty, but once I put that wood grain paper on there, it's going to look good. I really like how it turned out, even though it kind of looks a little funky the way that I'm doing it now. But I am mindful of where my paper is going to be sitting, so I'm not inking over that or under that at all. So it kind of looks very blotchy at the moment, but I promise when it's all said and done, it's not going to look blotchy. It's going to look pretty good. And hopefully you think so too. So I am using some Catherine Pooler ink. I used Sage for the green leaves, and I am using Stone Blue for this blue that I've got on the background. I also used a little pumice stone, but distress ink, but it doesn't show up. Well, it shows up a little bit because it kind of grunged everything up, and then I am using it on the edges of these papers because it is kind of that grayish color that is in the wood grain. So I'm liking how that's looking. It's giving everything a little bit of pop. I'm also going to use it on my little journaling pocket that I've created, and that was created using a die from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And so I will link that up below as well if it's still available also. But it fits the cards, it fits 3x4 cards wonderfully. It fits these library cards wonderfully. The little library card there is a really old Stampin' Up! Stamp that I have. I don't have any of the rest of the set. I have no idea what it's called, but I do have just the wood block set or piece that creates that, and I kept that because I really like that it is very universal for doing journaling. So I don't remember what was in the rest of the set at all. My apologies. So I am inking up all of these pieces. I also did use my distress tool to grunge up the edges and rough them up a little bit because I didn't want anything to look too perfect on this layout since my paper's torn and that film strip has all those little torn edges, which I can't tell you where I got that film strip from. It's been in my stash for a while at this point, so not really 100% sure where it came from. Anyway, I am going to trim down my paper because I feel like it also needs something to kind of just finish it off. So I'm going to give it a bit of a black border. I am trimming off a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch on each side. So that's going to kind of give me a nice border all the way around. Normally I would just do 1/4 inch or just over 1/4 inch on two sides, but I went all the way around because I didn't want it to look different on two of the sides versus the opposing two, because when you do the inking you get kind of like a darker edge all the way around the very edge of the papers, and so I didn't want it to look like two edges had that darker inked area than the other two. So these are just pieces of wire that were in my jewelry making kit, and what they are is it's like a soldering wire that has been twisted around a T-pin to create kind of like a spring look. Now I am kind of pulling it apart so that the springs are not squished up, and so it looks like they're kind of, the springs are sprung, and I'm going to use that to represent the chain that's holding my little kitchen sign there. Those have been in my little jewelry making kit for ages. My Girl Scouts used to make earrings, and that was one of the techniques that they used. They would make these little spring looking earrings, and so these ones were already made, and conveniently they were the right shade of green, so I went ahead and just pulled those out and used them. I thought I was going to have to make my own, and I would have shown you how to make them if I had them, if I had to have done that, but I didn't, so I apologize you didn't get to see that, how those were made. But you know, maybe in another video someday. Anyway, I am going to just tuck in my little green leaves. Now, I didn't use as many as I thought I was going to use, which is totally fine. I will set them aside for another layout. And then I am pulling out these pots and pans, an olive oil, a spoon, a colander, a pair of tongs, a cheese grater, all of the things that go really well with making pesto pasta. And then I do have my little chipboard pieces. One says comfort food, one says I believe on the menu, and one says favorite recipe. I think it says on the menu. Yeah. And that's pretty much going to do it, you guys. I'm just going to finish gluing this down, and I'm going to pretty much call it done at that point. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you would give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to go check out what MK has going on her channel today for Messy Monday. And then the playlist links for the other groups or the other videos are down below for Off the Board and the Speedy Scrapbooking. You might just see me put a little bit of glue on the back of that wood veneer piece. Normally MK's wood comes with glue on the back, but I believe that kitchen piece was a test one and it did not have any adhesive on it. So that's why you're seeing me put glue on it. Anyway, that is it. Thank you again for spending time with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I really do appreciate you taking time to watch my channel. And I will be back again real soon with another video. I do have a lot of videos coming in August for 31 days of cut files, so you're going to want to check that out. I will include the links for the cut files down below in case that's something that you're interested in getting, hopefully before August starts, or maybe you want to get them after and play along after. That's okay too. But MK and I will have videos every day using the cut files from the exclusive cut file kits that we have put together. Thanks again for spending time with me. I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.